Home team, home team. What's happening, home team? This your boy Blakberry Rex coming at you with another video. This is gonna be the first edition of our review film breakdowns going into our current week games. What we're gonna do is first we're gonna watch some of the all 22 of the Atlanta Falcons Carolina Panthers game from week 3, and we're gonna look at some things that the Falcons did that they could actually take from the game and try to build on. Yeah, I know that's hard to say when somebody gets beat 30-0, but there are points in the game where they did have the ball moving on offense that they could have done a lot better with execution and with play calling. So we're gonna get into that. Then we're gonna watch some of what the Washington Commanders did also in week 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Uh, Marcus Mariota got the job because Jayden Daniels was out due to injury, and he's probably going to be out due to injury again this coming up week. This coming up week against the Falcons, which means it's a very good chance that the Atlanta Falcons are going to have a tough task on their hands with Marcus Mariota, who led an offense that put up 41 points last week. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, this is the first play from scrimmage. Falcons are lined up in the pistol. So play action on the first play. Miscue to Pitts. Let's look at this from this angle. Play action on the first play. So a bad throw, but a catchable throw. Quarterback and receiver got to do better on that. Pistol again. Throwing. Drake London, good pass. Good catch. Good pickup. Out of the pistol on the second play. Got motion left. Pump fake. Drake London gets the ball, gets upfield. First down. All right. Next play from scrimmage. Michael Penix was in an empty backfield. Was this empty? Oh, let's go back. Let's go back and see if this was empty. All right. There's motion back into the pistol. We got motion right. Bijan Robinson for about a 5-yard gain. Watch from this angle. The fullback / tight end goes into motion. Bijan Robinson slips. Still picks up about 5 yards. Next play from scrimmage, shotgun. Tyler Algier in at the back. He's in for protection. Was that Tyler Algier? Let's look at it from the other angle. Yes. No, that's not Tyler Algier. That's Warner. All right, let's look at that play again because a lot of people not holding Michael Penix accountable for having a bad game. Darnell Mooney needs to catch this ball, though. That's a catchable ball. Let's go back. Shotgun, motion right. Darnell Mooney finds the zone, finds the space in the zone, and drops the ball. Okay, from this angle, we're not going to be able to see the drop, but in the game, it was a drop ball. It was a good throw for Michael Penix. Next play, shotgun again. Motion left. Michael Penix goes back to Darnell Mooney. He makes up somewhat for the drop on the last play. There's a lot of motion here. A lot of motion. There's been motion on every play. There's been motion on every play so far. There's been motion on every play. Motion right. We in the pistol again. It's a play action to Drake London. Drake London makes the catch. First down. In the pistol. Motion right. Play action. Drake London for the first down on the out. Runs a 5-yard. Ran a 5 route, which is your square out. Here we are in the pistol again. Dual backfield. There was motion right. Bijan Robinson being patient, finding the hole, finding the space, picks up a couple yards. Get from this angle. You see the communication between the offensive line there. One thing that's been in sync, that's been consistent, is the offensive line and their communication and chemistry with one another. Here we are in the pistol again. We got motion left. Kyle Pitts is open. Michael Penix missed him. Let's go back to that angle. In the pistol, motion left. Kyle Pitts is open. Kyle Pitts gets open. He gets wide open. Michael Penix missed. This was not a good game by Michael Penix. He wasn't seeing the field well for some reason. He was very hesitant on throws. He was a little fidgety in the pocket. In the shotgun, motion left. It's a bad throw. Offensive line communicating well again. This offensive line plays great, y'all. This offensive line plays great. Even with missing Caleb McGarry and not having the backup. Next drive, pistol again, motion right. Bijan finding the space, hitting the right gaps. The blocking once again, not bad at all. Got offensive linemen firing off the ball here. Getting a good enough push to get a good 5-yard gain. Next play, pistol again. Motion right again. There's motion on every single play. Bijan Robinson finding some space. Another about a 4 or 5-yard gain. There's a lot of motion in the Falcons offense. First time under center in the game here for Michael Penix. First time under center, and he doesn't like to play. Had to call a timeout. Shot clock was winding down. It's kind of funny how the first time under center, there's an issue with timing. There's an issue with the play call, and the next time out, you're back in the shotgun. With another motion left, Michael Penix gets hits on the play. It's a bad throw to Kyle Pitts, too high for him. But there's motion again. He took a good shot there. Took a good shot. This was 3 and out. This is where the special teams actually makes a play. We get the ball back on a muff kick. Good special teams play. Running the field. Good heads up play there, being in the right spot at the right time. This is all they didn't get anything from this. Bijan Robinson maybe been a bit too patient there. Got to just when you see nothing as a running back, when you see nothing, you're taught to get to the sideline. When you see nothing, get to the sideline. Bijan has to do that in that situation. Next play. Shotgun. Motion right. This was great coverage. Nobody was open. This was great coverage. Nobody was open. Michael Penix could have took this and ran with it or threw it away. I'm tucking this and running it. He had a step up in the pocket he could have took, but he didn't take it. Instead, it's a negative play. Shotgun again. No motion this time. Unclear what happens here. Let's see if we can see from this angle what happens. Does somebody hit the ball? Yes. Somebody affected the throw. They get pressure. But let's go back to this play. Because the Zach Robinson play calling has been highly questionable. The Zach Robinson play calling has been highly questionable. So let's see what happens on this play. It's a shotgun. We got two receivers left, tight left, single backfield. Let's see what happens. Let's see what this play is. Let's see what everybody's running. All right, so here we have Seals, David Seals the fifth. He's going to run a slant. Looks like right now, we don't know what Moon is running. We don't know what Drake running. Let's see what they're running. All right, so Drake runs a 5. Mooney runs like a post corner, or this could be a 6. He's running like a 5 as well. So we got 2 out routes, and we got a slant in the slot, and we got Kyle Pitts here. He's going to be the check down. They rounded out these routes. Drake London and Darnell Mooney rounded out those routes. Let's look at it again. this could have something to do with the Ike Hilliard firing. Let's look at how Drake London and Darnell run these routes. There's good space in here. No. So it looks like Darnell Mooney was trying to run looks like he was trying to run a comeback and did too much dancing there. Maybe went a little too deep too. Let's go back. Because we're trying to figure out what happened in the Carolina game. Whether it was a disconnect from receiving room, quarterback room, coaching. Drake London did the same thing on the opposite side of the field. It's not bad coverage, but what in the world were they doing? Y'all gotta see, we gotta see this for what it is and not for what we want it to be when it comes to holding the players accountable and holding coaches accountable. Darnell Mooney and Drake London both on this play going to run the exact same route, but they both do the exact same thing that looks kind of goofy. Like, what was that? You can't even tell what kind of route they're trying to run. Are they trying to run a comeback? Is this supposed to be a comeback play? Is this supposed to be a square out? Like, what in the world was that supposed to be? And we got people questioning the Ike Hilliard firing. But when I look at a play like this one, I'm trying to figure out what are my wideouts doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know what route that is. You can't even make out what kind of route they're running there. And Kyle Pitts, he doesn't do a good job with releasing there. He could have been a check down option because he was open. It's another miss by the new kicker, Romo. Making the Carolina Panthers defense look like that they are something to be reckoned with. Got them feeling good. You gave a team a lot of confidence with shooting yourselves in the foot a lot. Next offensive drive, starting at their own 10-yard line in the pistol, motion right. Tyler Algier finds a little bit of space, picks up about 4 yards. Pistol again, and if you notice on that last drive, I don't think they went in pistol at all. They was in shotgun the entire drive on that last drive. Here they are. Switch sides of the field, quarter change. We got a reverse end around fake. Got a good throw to Bijan Robinson, pick up first down. Watch from this angle. Here comes the reverse end around fake. Bijan Robinson, first down. Good play design. Using motion and getting the ball into your playmaker's hands. Here we are in an empty set. No motion. Bad timing there. Bad timing there by Michael Penix. He should have threw this ball right here. That ball should be gone already. That ball should have been gone into Kyle Pitts' hands. Let's go back. If there's nobody else open, you got Kyle Pitts sitting there. You got Kyle Pitts sitting there in the zone. He's sitting on the underneath of the zone. Here's the play. Empty. That ball should have been thrown to Bijan a long time ago if he was going to throw it to Bijan. But for when he threw the ball, he threw it to the wrong person because Bijan was no longer open. Ball should have been gone already. What he wanted wasn't there downfield. You don't even see a receiver looking for the ball. That should have went to Kyle Pitts. Here we are in the pistol again. Motion left. David Seals the fifth is the motion guy. And off. Decent game. Here it is from this angle. Motion left. David Seals the fifth. Edge guy doesn't move. Good job picking up the block by Jake Matthews. Got shoestring tackle. That could have went for a lot more. Here we are in the shotgun. Motion right, motion left. Another east-west play to Bijan Robinson, but it's a good pickup. It's a good play. Carolina would not let that happen anymore in this game. They wouldn't let that happen anymore in this game. But this was a good play by Bijan Robinson. Good play. Good play design. That was a good play design by Zach Robinson. Here we are, motion left in the pistol. We got Tyler Algier in the backfield. It's a play action. Late check down again to Tyler Algier. This is a late check down that they're reading. First, I want y'all to look at this. Look at how many they got in the box. Look at what's in the box. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these guys lined up in a wide 9. This edge guy's in a wide 9. He's not in the box. He's not even in the box. These two defenders are not in the box on the right side of the screen. You got five men in the box. Why not hand this off to Tyler Algier? Why not go into an audible, have Tyler come up here in the shotgun and hand this off to Tyler Algier and let him pound that thing up the middle for some yards? Instead, you get this. And once again, Kyle Pitts is open, has his man beat, and he misses him. Michael Penix, again, missing Kyle Pitts open. He has a step on his defender. Watch Kyle Pitts on your right side of your screen. He's going to run a slant. Maybe it was rounded off a little too much. Maybe he was expecting for Kyle Pitts to run more of a slant and less of a hook. That's more of a hook route. I don't know, but that was a bad play. Here we are in the shotgun, empty set, motion into a single set backfield. Throw to Darnell Mooney. Poorly executed. This play could have worked, but the execution is bad. It's not a good. If Michael Penix reads the pressure pre-snap, let's look at this from the other angle. Let's look at this. All right, check this out. Motion band into the backfield, fake handoff. His man, Tyler Algier's man, this is what you're taught as a defender, and this is what quarterbacks should know. Look at this defense. There's a man for everybody on this offense, on this side of the offense. There's a man for Darnell Mooney here. There's a man for Drake London here. There's a man for Tyler Algier here. Watch what Tyler Algier man does when he goes in motion. He slides. He slides with Tyler Algier. This is a designed corner blitz by Carolina. Now, because we can't see how much time is left on the clock, but I'm willing to bet it's probably very little left on the clock for Michael Penix to make an adjustment here. But if he would have saw this Tyler's man slide to the middle of the defense and this corner come down to blitz, he would have been able to pick this up better and recognize what was happening. Then this play would have happened if he tells Tyler we're not going to do the fake. Just be ready to block that guy coming off the edge. Be ready to block that corner coming off the edge. If he can communicate that with Tyler, this is a play that can work, because that half a second that you need for it to work because of this pressure coming, you just needed that half a second for Darnell Mooney to be able to use his speed to get around this corner here. This could have been a first down play, maybe more. Good defensive play design. This one played right into Carolina's hands, though. The way we ran it, not picking up that blitz. We played right into their hands. Here we are, shotgun. Got motion left. Let's see it from the other angle so we can see what happened here. Once again, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the box. And I consider the box to be maybe a yard between the tackle and the edge person, the edge guy. So in my opinion, this is the box here. In my opinion, this is the box. So really you only have 4. You got 4 in the box here. This is just overthrown. All right, let's go back. All right, this is the play. Got plenty of cushion there. Darnell comes over, runs the out. Overthrown. Let's see how the pressure look. He sets the motion. The protection is good. The throw is just bad. Just a little too far out of his reach. Next drive, back in the pistol. Motion left. And off to Bijan. Bijan with another shoestring tackle. Looks like that's one that would have went to the house. Some credit you got to give Carolina in this game. They saved themselves a lot defensively. They did. They saved themselves a lot, because this is great blocking, and that's just one man to beat, shoestring tackle. That was to the house. Here we are, pistol again. Back to Bijan Robinson. Patient run. Picks up about 9 yards. It's crazy. They bring more people into the box and we run the ball. But when there's fewer people in the box, we don't do anything out of the backfield. It's crazy. Pistol again. Motion right. Hand off to Bijan. Very little on this play. 1 yard gain. They slide coverage a lot, Carolina does, in this game. That's something Michael Penix didn't pick up on. Maybe it's because he didn't have time, or maybe it's just because he didn't know how. He didn't know to make an adjustment for sliding coverage. Maybe he just didn't know to make an adjustment for sliding coverage. I don't know. Only time will tell here now. Shotgun. This is covered pretty well. That was smart to take off, get you some yards. Here we are in an empty set. Let's see if they motion into a single set backfield. Empty set. Motion right. Hesitated throw. I don't know what happened on this play. Hold on. Let's go back. We got to go back. This looks like miscommunication from the personnel. Somebody didn't know what was going on. Here comes Kyle Pitts. Yeah. This looks like it was meant to be a screenplay for Bijan. But Michael Penix, maybe it was a option play for Michael, for him to, it was his choice on where to go with this. Because Kyle Pitts, he's going to come in motion and he's going to go out to be a blocker for Bijan. Stop it here. Kyle Pitts goes out to be a blocker for Bijan here. Michael Penix, he's opened. Look how wide he's opened up his stance. He's opened up his stance pretty wide here, which means that he really wants to get rid of this ball right here, right now. And I think if he does, he has a man open. He has this man open here if he's looking for the ball, but he's not looking for the ball. Just stop it. Let's see if the head has turned. Oh, it's not going to let me. It's not, the shadow not going to go away. It looks like his head is turned. If Michael Penix throws this ball, this man is wide open. And not only is he wide open, but you have your slot man. He's actually getting open here too. Somebody ran the wrong route, or somebody's not running fast enough in their route, which looks like this is Darnell Mooney. This was a poorly ran play by the receivers. But Darnell Mooney is open. Let's look at the protection. There's the motion. The protection was good enough. If this was a poorly ran play, okay? This is a poorly ran play by the receiving group. And it's Michael Penix not in, and I guess it confused him a little too much to be a little bit more patient in this. Darnell Mooney's going home. He's going home. That's going home. That's going home. That's a misplay by Michael Penix. Let's go back to, I'm going to show y'all that play one more time. That's a misplay by Michael Penix. This will be the last play we show, and then we're going to go do some Washington. We're going to go watch some Washington tape. But this is an example of, it wasn't just coaching, it was personnel as well. Michael Penix should have been, it's really, and when I look at it again, it's not that poorly ran by the receivers. It's not that bad. This is actually how they were supposed to run it. Michael Penix was either supposed to get that ball to Bijan for the screen, or he was supposed to get that ball to, he's supposed to get this ball to Darnell Mooney on this 9 route. This is a 9 route by Darnell Mooney. He's just going to run a go. Kyle Pitts going out here to be a blocker. Darnell Mooney running a 9. That should have been 6. So when we hear Michael Penix, say that when he goes back and watches film, he sees where he did miss some targets. He did. He missed quite a few people. He missed quite a few. Now, I'm going to get into some Washington tape. But I hope that film helps some fans see that the play calling, yes, it is predictable. That is true. But more than one thing was true in the Carolina Panthers game. Michael Penix missed some opportunities. Receivers were running routes that didn't look all that. You couldn't even tell what route they was running on some of those plays. The protection was good and the running was good. Don't know why we didn't do more of it from under center. But we're going to see what adjustments are made in the Washington game. Now let's get into some Washington tape. All right. Opening of the game, Washington receiving the ball. They're going to make a really good special teams effort here on the kickoff, almost taking this to the house. Marquise Williams is going to have the Atlanta Falcons special teams unit ready for a dogfight against this special teams group for Washington. It's a big physical special teams unit. Going to have to be on your P's and Q's and not have a game like you had last week against Carolina if you're Marquise Williams in the Falcons special teams group. Here they are in the pistol. This is Marcus Mariota, who's very familiar with running the pistol. It's a handoff, pick up a good 6-7 yard gain. They run right now, they look like they're running a very similar offense to the Falcons, which is not going to be good for the Falcons considering that they just came off of a game where a a Carolina team did an excellent job defending your pistol formation, did a great job defending you trying to pass the ball at pistol. And they don't that's not something that they practice against every week because that's not what they run offensively mostly. But they were able to shut you down. And here you have a Washington team whose their defense is accustomed to practicing against this similar style offense. You're gonna have to make adjustments if you're Atlanta for sure. Don't know what was going on that play. Somebody must have dropped some on the field, like some jewelry or something. That tends to happen. These guys have chains around their necks and stuff. This is out of the pistol again. Look how many Las Vegas has in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 6 in the box. They got a safety hanging around over the top of it. 6 to 7 guys in the box here. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so they made a substitution. There was a substitution for some. There must have been something going on with that player. But let's go back to that. Look how many they got in the box here and how they execute this run in the pistol. Boom. All right. You see how this defensive back, he comes into the picture here. He's lined up about a yard outside of this tight end. I would consider this in the box because this tight end is lined up tight on the line. So I would consider this in the box. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. That's 8 men in the box in this pistol formation. And you only have a single backfield, but this pistol, watch how well it executed. This is going to be ran. This is great vision by the running back, by the way, with an excellent cutback. In the shotgun, we got about a 3 tight end set there. They're committed to running the ball here against Las Vegas. They are committed to running the ball here against Las Vegas. Not trying to get too sexy, not trying to be too flashy here. Just straight, hard nose, old school, run it up, run it down your throat. In the pistol. Hands it off again. Picks up a couple yards. Our defense is going to have to be ready to be very physical with this offense. This is a very physical Washington team. You're going to have to be ready to be physical. And we should know that. We have plenty of experience against these guys. Marcus in the shotgun. He takes off running. He goes up the middle, does what Marcus Mariota is capable of doing, which is running you for 6. If he's a little more patient, they actually got a man coming open across the middle there, but that's old Marcus for you. Now let's take a look at what this Washington defense is capable of doing to you. All right, under center. Play action. Got a man wide open. Wide open there. Great play. Big play on the first play of the drive there. Wide open. Great throw. Our defense is going to have to be ready because it looks like from what we see right here, I mean, our offense is going to have to be ready to run these guys. They don't look like they run all that well on defense. Washington. That looked like that could have been 6. Oh yeah, that's just good defensive play. Maybe if we give Drake and Kyle Pitts some opportunities, they come down with those. Brock Bowers, he's a big guy, very, very savvy, but he ain't got the height advantage that Kyle Pitts and Drake London have. All right. Here's Washington on offense again. Running the shotgun, there's motion. Marcus Mariota makes a good read there. Finds Terry McLaurin sitting in his zone. Run a very similar offense to Atlanta Washington does, which means their defense is going to be ready to know how to combat what we do if we go out there trying to do what we've been doing. This is a direct snap. We have to be ready for this defensively. Have to be ready for this play. Direct snap option. Pistol formation. Triple set backfield. Marcus Mariota. Doing what Marcus Mariota does. Get you believing in him. And then he does this. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, Marcus for you. And here they are back on defense. Got pressure. Get sacked. Under center here is Las Vegas. This type of defense that they're running there. Looks like it was some opportunities in the middle of the field here for Las Vegas if they would have took more opportunities across the middle. Not on this play, but on the other plays. Good job finding the underneath man. No, they're on check down. This Washington defense, of course, it's a Dan Quinn defense, so it's going to be very unorthodox. Going to be a lot of moving pieces after the snap, so you're going to have to know. You're going to have to be good at being very decisive on your decision making if you're Michael Penix. You want to get the ball out fast. You want to be confident in the throw that you're making. You got to live and die with your decisions. You can't hesitate with Dan Quinn defense. You cannot hesitate with a Dan Quinn defense. A hesitation at quarterback is you're gonna end up turning the ball over with the Dan Quinn defense because it's a lot of moving parts. All right, here they are in pistol again, triple set backfield. This is the difference of their pistol from ours. Their pistol is very heavy. We don't run a heavy pistol. This is a very heavy pistol. You got motion in the backfield in your triple set. They got backs that have very good vision. But I think they got somebody for holding there. Here they are in the pistol again. 2 tight end set. This is a throw. That is a good find by Marcus Mariota, but the receiver drops the ball. Good find by Marcus. Good throw too, but the receiver does catch it. It's in a lot of traffic, but it's a good throw. Should have been caught. So there's some tape on Washington, and you see that they run a similar offense to us. Their pistol's a little heavier than ours. They like to run a little heavy, go a little bit more heavy on their pistol, but they run a similar offense, which means their defense is accustomed to practicing and playing against that style of offense. So if Carolina was able to do that, shut us out, we can't go into this Washington game thinking that we're going to be able to play them the way we've been playing. Zach Robinson is going to have to come up with something else because you're playing a defense that's already accustomed to playing your style of offense, playing against your style of offense. So that being said, man, that's been the review, the film breakdown review going into the Washington game. Y'all stay tuned. Tonight we have the Rex Pit where we do our preview for the upcoming game against Washington, and we keep track of Thursday night football. Catch me on the flip side. Home team.
Night ride on the trail.